Okay, this clip will show you a technique to create crown molding using an existing edge in a model. I'll take a network of walls and use the extract tool from the 3D modeling tool palette to create the path, and I'll use an image downloaded from the web as the basis for the molding profile. The profile and the path will be combined using the extrude along path command from the model menu. So here's a network of walls. It's in top plan view. It's the studio. It's the art gallery that we looked at from the week before. I'm going to flip this up into 3D so that we can take a look. What I'm looking for is the edge of the top of the wall, and I'm going to use a tool called the extract command to do that. Here I'll just render this so we can see the walls, and the 3D modeling tool set has the extract command in it, and so here's the extract tool. The extract tool is has several modes, and the mode that I want is to extract an edge, and a linear edge, so it's the second tool, and you'll see tool highlighting for all the edges in the drawing. What I'm going to do is select several edges. I'm holding the shift key down and I'm zooming in now so I can get more than one edge at a time, and I'll go around the outside of the room as well, and each time I do this to get edges added to the selection, I'm holding the shift key, and you can see that indication there on my screen. So I'll create these. What I want to do is create the an edge that I can use to apply the molding to, so that it can follow an edge around the room. I'll just quickly finish up here, zooming in, using the zoom tool on the zoom scroll wheel on my mouse to do that. Just catch a couple more of these edges, holding the shift key. I could also use the snap loop, which I'll demonstrate a little bit later. Instead of zooming, I could just use the snap loop tool. Having a little trouble selecting these. Could be because I'm not zoomed in far enough. Okay, these are the edges. Now what I want to do is notice in the toolbar there's a green checkbox. Once you've got all the edges that you want selected, you create the edges by using the green checkbox. And now I've got a group of these edges, and they're single NURBS curves inside a group, and I'm going to edit the group so I can get in there and apply the command, the compose command. I've got several different NURBS curves here, and so I'm going to use the compose command under modify and compose, and that takes the two groups of NURBS and combines them into one object. And so I'm going to exit the group, and I'll actually ungroup in a second. So I'll ungroup now. I'll use the ungroup command. Now I've got two sets of lines, two sets of NURBS that follow the edge of this. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to you can see this is with the one edge going around the outside, and then the other wall partition is got one as well. Now I'm going to go out to the web, and I'm going to go to Google and use my favorite image search command. I'm going to search for molding profiles and see which ones, see if there's one that comes up. What I'm looking for is an image, so I'm going to switch to the image mode of Google so that we can see these profiles as an image. I'm looking for something with a high contrast so that the Trace Bitmap tool can work on it. I'm going to if you're using Google, make sure you use the full-size image. This is actually quite a small image, but it's not going to be too important. I'm going to use the Save As image command, and I'm going to save that to my desktop so I can get it later. If I can find the desktop, there we go, and there's the file. The file will be saved. And so now I can close Safari, go back to my drawing, and I can import the image using File, Import command, and import image file. I'm looking for the crown molding that I just downloaded. I'm going to import it. I'm going to take the largest version, the largest format called PNG, so that I save as much of the detail as possible. This is the image. I want to scale it first. We looked at scaling at one point during the class. I'm going to do that same scaling again using the Modify Scale Objects command. I want to find out how long this. I want to set how long this piece of crown molding is. So you can choose Modify Scale Objects, and I'm going to use the Scale Objects. There's a second mode called Symmetric by Distance that I want to use. The first thing I'm going to do is click on the measurement icon, and I'm going to measure what I've got here, and I'm whatever it is, I'm going to set this length to be the 8 inches of the crown molding that I want. I can set that to any scale, and Vectorworks will scale the image appropriately. It works on the selection. Whatever selected will be applied. And there's a little redraw problem here. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so that we see the new size. It's been made a little smaller. Now I'm going to run a Trace Bitmap command under Modify, Trace Bitmap. And what Vectorworks does, I'm going to accept these defaults. What Vectorworks does is finds the edges in a bitmap or in an image file, and I'm just going to pull the result away. You'll see that there are lines created, and these lines are actually as if I had drafted them. So I'm going to just dump this bitmap now. Don't need that. What I'm looking for now is this group, which is the lines that the Trace Bitmap created. I'm ungrouping, and I'm going to select all the other lines that I really don't care about. Just delete them. I'm just running through with the marquee selection of the 2D selection tool, and the one piece of crown molding that I'm concerned with is the larger one on this page. And again, I'm going to select this and make it a single object by using the Compose command. The Compose command result is a single polygon, and I'm also going to once it's a single polygon, I'm also going to do a reshape, 2D reshape, and I'm going to choose the second mode and the Bezier corner point mode to make these inside corners nice and smooth. And I'm going to keep the outside corners square, so I'm just going to choose the inside corners where the OG curves are to make them smooth, so that they look like the crown molding that I'm hoping for. So that's pretty much what I wanted to look like. And now what I'm going to do is use this selection along with the edge that I created, and I'm going to do that with by clicking and shift clicking. So I have two objects in the object info palette. One is the profile and one is the path. And you can see both of them are highlighted now, and I'm going to choose the extrude along path command under model extrude along path. It takes two objects. I have to indicate which object is the path. So I can flip through this, and you can see that one of them turns red as I use this interface. I want to keep it on the path. The profile will now be combined, or will be applied to the path. You can see that it has come out not particularly correct, but it has been applied. And what I have to do now is edit this to make it so that the profile is in the correct relationship to the path. So what I'm going to have to do is edit the path. Edit the profile. I'm going to select this object and choose modify, edit, extrude along path. I'm going to choose the profile, and you can see that there's a cross-shaped dashed line, and the relationship of the path to this object should be adjusted so that the path goes through the figure goes through the profile at exactly where the wall top should be. So I'm just using the snap to objects and the constraints smart points feature to align the profile to exactly to this relationship. So I'm using the shift key to keep that straight. I'm going to close the interface so that I can see the result now, and it's been applied, but it needs to be flipped. I can see that this is not working yet. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it, and you can see that they are turned inside each other, and really it just has to be that the extrude profile has to be flipped. So I'm going to use the mirror tool for that. The mirror tool in the single mode, which is the mirror tool mirror mode, not the mirror and duplicate. So I just flipped it across that axis, and now you can see that the shape has been applied more or less correctly now. And what's nice is those miter joints are perfect. I really think this is an outstanding way to do this, because you don't have to worry about trimming anything. I'm going to give it a color here so I can see it stand out. Just an orange.